Why can't you let go? Why can't you see your ex with somebody else? And how can't you conceive how somebody that is supposed to love you can hurt you so much? Hola bebés, this is Alex and you're listening to the Valiosa podcast, your favorite not gender self-growth podcast, and also my really own and personal journal, so keep tuned for my darkest secrets. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to let go of a relationship with el tóxico o la tóxica. Así que mi amor, keep tuned y empecemos con el podcast, aka let's start with the podcast. Starting from my last love story, I remember that I have always known what kind of person I want in my life, like what kind of love I want, what vision I have for them, and what vision I have for me in a relationship. And I remember that this person enters my life and he was just perfect. He met like all my standards regarding personality and behaviors and traits, and I was really amazed and I was really happy because he made me happy. Like I was happy in his company, and yes, I loved that. And I loved that I could share so many things with this person, and everything was going so fast, like really fast. I remember that on his side I felt like he was rushing into everything, and that gave me a little bit of anxiety. I was a little bit confused because I was like, whoa, you need to slow down, like let's see how this goes, relax. And in 2-3 months he said to me, I love you. In Spanish we have like 3 levels of I love you. The first one is like me gustas, which is I like you. The second one is te quiero, which is like in the middle, like I love you a little bit more, And then we have te amo, which I can translate like in I deeply love you. And he said to me te quiero, and I was a little bit shocked, and I was like, wow, this person really likes me, like really loves me. And the thing is that this was the first time that somebody that I was dating said that to me, and I really felt, because of their actions and the way that they were treating me, like they truly love me. So I believe him, and at the end of the day we fell in love, and the rest is history. Now let's go back to the main subject, because you're here, baby, because you're not in a relationship anymore, and you're asking yourself, how can you let go of that toxico? Y sí, baby, I know that you know how it feels to feel and to be in love, and I know that this whole story is giving you this throwback of those beautiful memories that you had with this person, all the butterflies in your stomach, like everything, the joy, the blushing. But did you notice the red flags? Somebody that tells you that they love you in like 2-3 months, a red flag. Somebody that is rushing into getting this vision and this life together with you is a red flag. Somebody that is, like perfect into your eyes and that does all the right things all the time is a fucking red flag, amor. And this brings me to the main reason of why you can't let go. Why can't you see your ex with somebody else? This is because expectations. Oh, sí, bebé. Expectation. The definition of an expectation is that you have this possibility of obtaining something, which is hope. Like you have hope. You're chasing a fantasy that does not reflect reality. You're idealizing, amore mío. Like you are idealizing a person to see only the positive aspects of him or her, and you amplify them. You completely forget that they have defects, and even worse, you voluntarily make abstraction of them. Because I know you're doing that, because you're pendeja, mi amor. I know you're pendeja, and you're doing that because I did that, because I did saw the red flags. I did, and I made abstraction of it because I was here in my little fantasy, and I know you are too. I want to add something I just remembered, and is that if somebody of his friend or environment tells you that they're not a good person and that they have not been a good girlfriend or boyfriend to their exes, baby, get the fuck out. I know that they seem like they have changed and that they are a different person, but baby, if they're telling you that and they're telling you, no, but he has changed, she has changed, like, baby, you don't know when it's the time they're gonna show their true colors. It can take a year, it can take 2 months, it can take, I don't know, 3 years. Don't stay there. You have already been advertised. Be smarter than that. Like, for real, it's not the time to block. Like, if you see that they cannot plan a date, block. If you see that they always want to split the bill, block. If you see that they talk bad about their exes and that they say they're all crazy, block. Because you're gonna be the next crazy ex. Because you know what? They're gonna make you crazy because of their behaviors, because of the way they gonna mistreat you, because it's the same way that they mistreated their exes. It's that simple, mi amor. And I really want to make an emphasis here because I truly believe that we should learn things before dating. And I will say that my past relationship was amazing the first year. I loved that relationship. Wow. Because I did my research and because I learned from others' experience, my friends, family, etc. People that I have listened over the years, like on the internet. I did make beautiful choices and right choices for me, and I knew what kind of person I wanted in my life as a partner. But I didn't expect that my ex would change after 1 year of showing me that he was this person. So, bebé, you don't have to experience everything to know that you don't want to experience something. That was just a little point over there that I wanted to share with you. Sigamos, let's continue. The thing is that we create these expectations in our head because we want others to take care of us. Like, we want others to feel into a certain need that we have. We think that they have this obligation to satisfy our needs, and they don't. And I know you, baby. You really want them to love you, to understand you, to admire you, etc., etc. But the only person that can give you that all the times you need is you. Like, the only person that we're going to put in the pedestal here is you. And by idealizing, you trick yourself and you put characteristics that you want this person to have. And this is why you end up in a relationship, or you ended up, like me, in a relationship that you stayed for potential. You said in your head things like, oh, this person has so much potential. They just need to put in action, right? But they never do. Like, you're not evolving in that relationship. And I know, baby, that you think that this is the love of my life. I love him. I love her so much. Oh my God, I cannot live without them. You can't. You can live without them. Like, baby, this is a character that you produce for your own movie, for your own series on Netflix. Like, the problem here is your mind. Your mind is so powerful and lazy because your mind thinks that something is happening even if it's not happening in real life. Like, your brain is tricking you into believing things that are not existing because he's trying to protect you, to feel a need, because you're not seeing the red flag. And this is why you start accepting behaviors, at the end of the relationship or at some point in the relationship that you are not supposed to be accepting. Like, you're not supposed to be settling for not even the bare minimum. When you have been in a relationship for a long time, the thing is that you remember the good times when you have hard times. You don't want to break up a relationship because you remember the happy times, the beautiful and wonderful and amazing times. You don't want to accept that the reality of those memories is not constant. Or on the other side, you get yourself in the situation where you want to fulfill, to become the character in the other person's life, to fulfill this fantasy, these expectations they have for you in their life. Like, it's not you anymore. Like, we're gonna take all the behaviors, characteristics, habits of Alexandra, of you out, and then we're gonna mold and we're gonna create this new Alexandra that I want this person to be so they can be happy in their world. And I put myself in that situation. I remember that I wanted him to like me so much and to be everything for him that, I forgot about myself. I forgot about my main Alexandra, my main person. Like, who the fuck was I? The life that he was planning for me was not even close to the plan and the life I was planning for myself. My personal goals were much higher and different of what he was expecting, and we find that out at the end of relationship, and that was one of the reasons that we broke up. And maybe you think about it like, baby, if you don't have the same vision in your life with your partner, for you, like the role you play in their life and vice versa, you shouldn't be together. That is a break point, baby. Remember that. Now, baby, you understand that the main reason of you not letting go of el tóxico, la tóxica, is because the expectations you made for them in your life. Because you know that because this person left your life, you cannot fulfill in those needs. The needs flew away with this person. And there are also many other reasons. Maybe you feel hurt because they didn't choose you. Maybe you think that there's this possibility of reconciliation to get back together. You're sad because you think that they didn't love you enough and that you could be replaced so easily. And also, sometimes you think that the other person is your possession. Like, you think that they belong to you, and this is why you cannot see them with somebody else. It's like, I cannot share something that it's mine. Ahora sí, mi amor, let's erase them from the earth's surface. The first thing that you have to do, bebé, listen well. Get back with your ex. Sí, you understood me perfectly. Get back with your ex. There are people in this world that they need to hit rock bottom, that they need to learn the hard way, and I was one of them, and I know you are one of them too, because you're listening to this episode. Bebé, get back with them and see how they mistreat you and see how you fell in the relationship. Experience it once again. And then when you're ready and when you have had enough of that bullshit, you can come back to this episode. And I'm not judging you because I have been there multiple times. And that is heartbreaking. Not for them, but for you. Because when you go back, you understand that you didn't have any limits and that you're trespassing your own limits and that you are not respecting yourself. And that is hard to accept. Accept the fact that you didn't choose well. And that is one of the learnings that you have to assimilate. And sometimes you want to get back with your ex because you believe that and you feel like you have so many things that you need to live with them. But baby, no, you don't have anything to live with them. This is your expectations coming back at you. This is you telling yourself like, oh my God, I need to make this movie work. I need to produce this movie. But it's not working. You're not with the right person for you, my amor. So let them go. That is one of the reasons that you get back with your ex, to accomplish your expectations. And I know that missing your ex is normal. But listen to this. Missing your ex is not, and it will never be, a good reason to get back with them. Baby, go get your eye checked because I don't know what you signed that toxico and that toxica. There are people that they don't deserve second chances because the 50% that make you feel like you're the hottest shit in this world, the hottest baby in this world, is not worth enough the other 50% they make you feel like caca, like shit, like garbage. You have more important things to do and to accomplish in your life than trying to make somebody else see how worthy you are. A veces no te cambian por algo mejor y ni siquiera por algo más rico. AKA, sometimes they won't change you for something better and not even for something tastier. The ones who know, okay? Hashtag Karol G. Punto número 2. block them. Bloquealo, bloqueala from all social media. Snapchat, Instagram, WhatsApp, TikTok, everything. We're gonna erase this person from the earth's surface and we're gonna do it right. For your grief to end, amor, you really need to do this. It is not childish to block this person if it's disturbing your mental health. And remember to erase all conversations. Like, don't keep the conversations in your phone or in your computer, in your iPad. No. And don't keep the pictures of this person in your phone. O sea, bebé, I know you're like, oh my god, I don't want to get rid of my pictures. Like, they're so beautiful. I really want to have them. And you cry. Bebé, put them in a USB key and don't look at them for like a month or two. You don't need them. Like, your phone can be a traitor. You know what to do. Let's go on the following point. On point número 3, accept and understand why you are not made to be together. What are the reasons that you are not together anymore? Let's see if you can identify yourself with the following points. Did they use some manipulation tactics? O sea, did they gaslight you by punishing you, disappearing, not responding to texts when you had a problem? Did they give you silent treatment? Did they care more about their family and friends than you because they didn't give you the place you deserve in the relationship? You know, did they never kept their promises, like their actions and their words never matched? I remember that I had these money goals with this person, with my ex, and every 6 months something happened and he never had the money. I was like, you know, when I did the math, I was like, it's impossible that you don't have the money because you don't spend the money anywhere else. So this person didn't have enough respect for his word and his promises. I have another example for you. When we plan a date, because it's been a little time, 2 weeks, a week, we didn't have any quality time together, we plan a date, right? And on the same day, 2 hours before the date, he will text me or call me and tell me, oh, I am going out with the boys tonight, or I have to do this thing with my family, it's really important. So at the end of the day, he didn't respect their promise and he didn't respect my time and he didn't respect me. Something else that you're living in the relationship is that you always have to be the adult and solve the problems first in the relationship. You have to be the one that needs to communicate. You know, they're not enough emotional intelligence to deal with a conversation that is maybe difficult. You have noticed that they're not there to support you, that they lie, that they give you passive aggression, etc., etc. And you see when they're pulling back, baby, don't double your steps. If they disappear, they're not interested in you anymore. So fuck it. Something that I have learned is that, and I know it's hard to listen to, is that you are the problem. You are the problem in this person's life. I know sometimes they say like, it's not you, it's me. Oh my God. Well, baby, it's you. It's you. There are some things that they have never addressed to you that you will never know, that maybe disturb them, that trigger their emotions, their feelings, I don't know. But they never communicated that to you. And that doesn't mean that you are not a good person. It just means that this person didn't know how to communicate. This person was in the state of defenseness. They took everything so personal. They make you walk on eggs because they made you understand that it's not safe to you to communicate anything with them, because anytime their emotions could be triggered, and there's an opportunity cost that you have to take. If they don't prioritize you, you get back that space for you. And I know you're going to be asking me, Alexandra, should I be friends with my ex? Answer these 2 questions. Número 1, do you still have feelings for them? Answer that one. Número 2, are they good friends? Like, do you know that they can be a good friends? Can they have the honor to be your friends? Let's continue with the point número 4, which is start satisfying your own needs. And what are the needs that you need to be satisfying by yourself? Well, bebé, you need to be independent emotionally, sexually, and economically. And I cannot say this enough. When you are independent on these three aspects, you have liberty of election. You can do your own choices without thinking about the vision of somebody else, without thinking about, oh, do I have enough money? I have to talk to my partner. Or, oh no, I cannot feel pleasure because I'm not with somebody else. Or no, I cannot control my emotions because somebody else is triggering them. No, baby, you don't have that problem. You can decide anything that you want to do with your life by satisfying your own needs already. When you're going to be in a relationship and somebody's going to enter your life, you will see that when they're going to leave your life, you don't need them. You will have the capacity to fulfill these needs, and your grief is going to be easier. So yeah, baby, start satisfying your own needs. Next point, baby, start occupying yourself. Don't isolate yourself. I know you need some time and space to assimilate everything, but remember that your loved ones are there to support you, and try to find new hobbies and go back to your old hobbies like exercising, cooking, going out, talking with your friends, your family, etc., etc. Okay, don't be alone all the time. It's just not good for you. You're gonna get into a deeper depression, and we don't want that, and they are not worthy a deep depression. Okay, I believe that we are in point numero 6, and on this one, baby, you need to forgive yourself. What do you need to let go? Why do you keep punishing yourself? I know at this point you're thinking about all the red flags that you didn't saw in that moment, but remember this: they have the power to destroy you, and they use it. So don't think anymore about the why, but concentrate on the how can I transform this situation to my benefit. Like, please take Shakira as an example. She made so much money of her breakup. Do the same. But Alexandra, why did I give so much? They didn't appreciate it or return it. Oh, it's awful. I hate them. Blah, blah, blah. Bebe, that was wrong of you. Like, the only person you should give your everything is you. That's it. When you give your everything to somebody else, you lose yourself. And that is how it works. Remember that the only person that we're putting on the pedestal is you. Even if you are in a relationship, even if you have a kid, even if everything, you are your main priority in your life. You are the main character of your next full series. You are the best thing in this world, baby. They have to help themselves first. And somebody that doesn't love themselves first, they're not capable to love you. And somebody that doesn't put themselves as a priority cannot put you as a priority. One thing you need to know is that we all vibrate in different levels of consciousness. And sometimes somebody is higher and somebody is lower. And I know that you want to help them to reach your level of consciousness because you can see the gap. Normally, the people with higher levels of consciousness, and you are going to ask me, how will they know? Well, baby, they know about how to be somebody that is emotionally intelligent. And if you haven't seen that episode, baby, te lo recomiendo. Okay? Finally, baby, be grateful for the experience. At the beginning of the breakup, I thought that the first thing or the most effective way to get rid of this relationship or this, experience was to not love him anymore. But I was wrong, because at the end of the day, this made me bitter, and I did the switch. You have to love them for what they did, for the experience that you had with them. People are not mean. They are broke. They have their trauma baggage, and even if we see it, and even if we want to help them, this is where you remember the good experience. I loved you because you took care of me when I needed you to do so. I loved you because you were the best you that I have known until that moment. I love you because I know you will be a better person because of this experience for the next boy or the next girl. I loved you for the unconditional love and bond we had the time we were together. And that's it, amor. There's a sentence I really love from this psychologist, and she said that something like, when we finish a relationship, we still love the other, at least the souvenir of the experience. And the idea of closing cycle is confusing because, this idea of letting go is not really clear. The idea of letting go is to be grateful for the lessons we learn in that relationship, to love the beauty of the experience of the souvenirs, because these souvenirs, they transform themselves and they stay in the quality of your life as a person. And the goal at the end of a relationship is to analyze what hurt you, to transform that into wisdom. When you decide to let the door open for this person to come back, or you come back with this person, despite the love you have for them, they decided to leave you in the relationship. They didn't want to work for the relationship anymore. Because it's like, even if they hurt you, you still believe that their return, or when you will return with them, they will compensate for everything that happened. But it will never do. You're getting yourself into this cycle of love and hope. Like, you're hoping to have this love that you had in the beginning of the relationship. Maybe you're not allowing yourself to be emotionally independent and emotionally intelligent. And there will be times that they're going to come back to you after the breakup. And it is at that moment that you're going to be challenged by the universe. And you have to demonstrate that you love yourself so much more than you love them. In one of the episodes, I talked about emotional intelligence, and I said that the beauty of uncomfortable emotions and of, feeling sad and overwhelmed and the breakup is that those emotions and feelings, they give us the motivation to take action in order to get back to that peaceful state of mind. You're not asking for too much. They just don't want to give it to you. You are not worth it to be a priority. They just don't respect you or your time or your limits. You are not being dramatic. They are invalidating your emotions and your feelings. And why is letting go good for you? Letting go is the way to self-awareness. Now you know even more about what you want and what you don't. What are you willing to accept and what you are not willing to accept anymore? Because of that relationship, you got yourself in this state of introspection. And this is a perfect time to define who you are and what is the kind of person you want to choose to have in your life as a partner. And remember that relationships are built. So cheers to heartbreaks. Bueno, mi amor, that was everything for today's episode on how to let go of a relationship and how to let go el tóxico o la tóxica. I feel so grateful to have this space to share with you, and I am really happy of this episode. I hope it was really helpful to you. Remember that you can follow the Valiosa Podcast on Instagram and also myself at Alex Toar. And if you like the episode, please leave it a review on whatever the platform you listen to your podcast to. Have a beautiful day, bebe. Bye.